Hey, yo, grab a coffee and hold on tight, because I've got a tale that'll make you spit your drink out laughing, or maybe cry, depending on your HOA luck. So, I stumble out my door one crisp morning, still half dreaming about pancakes, when bam, my driveway's emptier than a Walmart parking lot on Christmas Day. My car? Gone. Not swiped by some sneaky carjacker. Oh no, but hauled off by the biggest buzzkill in town, my homeowners association. I'm a district court judge, just a regular guy who slaps gavels by day, and all I wanted was a chill spot to call home in Clearwater Estates. I'd moved in 6 months back, picturing this sweet little slice of America. Perfect lawns, mailboxes straighter than a ruler, and neighbors waving like they're in a parade. At 52, after grinding my whole career for that judge gig, I thought, this is it, my happy place. Yeah, right. The last thing I expected was Karen, the HOA queen bee, turning my life into a sitcom gone raw. Day one, I'm wrestling boxes out of my truck, sweating like a hog at a barbecue, when Ginny, the HOA boss lady, sachets up, all dolled up in pastel like she's auditioning for Easter Bunny's sidekick. She's grinning ear to ear, shoving this giant rule book at me thicker than a phone book from the 90s. Welcome to the crew, she chirps, like I just won a prize. We've got a few little guidelines, easy peasy stuff, you'll love it. I flip through it, chuckling. What? Like don't park my sedan like it's a demolition derby? I can handle that. Her smile freezes like she's biting a lemon, and she goes, fun. You'd be shocked how many boneheads forget the basics. She's fiddling with her pearls like she's about to knight me, or strangle me. I should have seen the red flags waving, but nope, I just shrugged it off. First few months? Smooth sailing. I'd roll home from court, park my trusty sedan in the driveway, and kick back. Then these neon flyers start popping up on my windshield, bright enough to blind a bat, saying, no parking here overnight unless it is locked in your garage. I'm scratching my head, thinking, huh? It's a family car, not some junker on cinder blocks. I figure I'll hash it out with Jenny at their big HOA meeting. So there I am, perched on a rickety metal chair that squeaks like a dying goose, trying to play nice. Look, I say, I read your rule about keeping driveways clear, but my car's just sitting there. How's that hurting anyone's feelings? Might. The meeting's my guy. Taps it like he's running a circus, smirking. Rules keep us classy, buddy. No exceptions. Words chaos city. I tell him my garage is a war zone. Old court files, law books, stuff from my folks, and I'll tidy it up when I'm not drowning in cases. Nobody's got my back. Half the room's nodding at Jenny like she's handing out gold stars. The other half won't even look at me. Then the notes start rolling in. First it's a polite, hey, move your car, pal. Then it's, this is your third strike, mister. Finally, it's, pay up or we're coming for you. I'm like, what is this, the parking mafia? One night, I dragged myself home late from a brutal trial, tossed the mail on the counter, and spot this fat envelope from Jenny's crew. My stomach drops like I just ate bad tacos. Rip it open. Final warning. I'm steaming, thinking, these jokers are out of their dang minds. Cooking up, folks, because they just made their next move. All right, y'all, hold on to your hats, 'cause this HOA circus just cranked up to 11. That final warning letter I got, it's glaring at me in red ink like a ticked-off teacher's note. Move your car before dawn, or we're hitting you with fines and maybe towing it. Do it now. Feels like I owe money on a credit card I never signed up for. I'm sinking. Okay, I'll park in the driveway one more night while I tackle my garage mess. It's a jungle in there. Court papers, law books thicker than a brick, and random junk from my folks. I reckon I'll have it whipped into shape by Sunday. Besides, snatching my car off my own turf without me saying go for it, that's gotta be against the law. I'm a judge, I'd know. At least, that's what I told myself. Next morning, I stumble outside, and, sweet mercy, My driveway's emptier than a buffet after a family reunion. My sedan's vanished, and I'm panicking like I just lost my wallet at a gas station. I snatched my phone, hands shaking, scrolling for any, "Hey, your car got towed," texts from neighbors. Zilch. I called the tow company off our community sign, and they dropped the bomb. "Yep, we've got it. Jenny's HOA squad ordered the grab. You're on the hook for fines to get it back." I'm gawking at my phone like it's speaking alien, thinking, this is bananas. They're acting like they've got every right to kidnap my ride and hold it for ransom. I'm madder than a wet hen. This ain't about parking anymore. It's a straight up shakedown. I grab my code, fire up my spare ride. A crusty SUV that's been chilling in the garage forever, and it sputters to life like it's got a cold. The drive to the tow lot feels like a lifetime. My shoulders knotted up tighter than a sailor's rope, and my head's buzzing. How's Ginny getting away with this on my land? Ain't this a legal foul? Pull up to this grimy tow yard. Rusted fences, a mangy dog yapping like he's guarding Fort Knox. And there's my sedan, locked up behind chain link like it's doing hard time. It's so wild. I'm half waiting for a director to yell, "Cut." Inside, this dude Tom at the desk lets out a groan like I'm his 100th headache of the day. Another Clearwater Estates drama. "Sah," he says, eyebrow cocked like he's seen it all. I give a sharp nod, too steamed to chit-chat. He flips a clipboard and goes, "Yeah, HOA called it in. You owe an impound fee, plus storage every day it sits. No cash, no keys. The price? Hundreds of bucks. Might as well be highway robbery." I'm about to blow a gasket, but I suck in a breath and say, "So, Ginny's gang dialed you up at midnight to swipe my car from my own driveway?" He shrugs. "Look, man, we just roll where they point us. Got their signature right here. They call the shots." My jaw's locked tighter than a bank vault, fishing out my wallet. Sure, I could pay, but my gut's yelling. This isn't total ripoff. No court nod, no real heads up, just Jenny's little HOA playbook. Legally, this is flimsier than a paper umbrella in a storm, but yelling at Tom won't fix a dang thing. I shell out the dough, snag my sedan, and peel out, fuming so hard I could grill burgers on my forehead. Next day, I'm done messing around. I'm pulling out the legal big guns. I don't wave my judge badge like some cowboy, but Ginny's got me cornered. I spend my day off hunched over my desk, banging out a letter loaded with property law smackdowns, laying out why their rules don't hold water in a real courtroom. Towing my car without warning or solid law behind it. That's a property snatch, no question. I fire that letter off certified to the HOA and strut over to Jenny's place with a copy, tucked in an envelope like it's a loaded gun. Knock on her door, and she swings it open with that plastic smile. "Good afternoon," she chirps, all sunshine. "Bae," I say, cool as a cucumber. "Drop by to hand you this. A phonal gripe about you nabbing my car. Plus a heads up, I'll sue if we can't play nice." Her eyes twitch like I just stepped on her toes. Hissed, maybe rattled. "We're just following rules," she snaps. "Park overnight, and we can act." I keep my cool. "Yeah? Prove it's legal. 'Cause I've been knee-deep in laws all day, and you're on thin ice, Ginny." She stiffens. "We've got lawyers on call. Talk to them." "Fine." I shoot back. "Have him ring me." But I'm ready to slug it out in court. I figured they'd back off, maybe a whoops or a deal. HOAs love nickel and diming, not legal brawls, right? Rum again. Few days later, I'm off to work when my neighbor Mike jogs up, dripping sweat, looking like he's got the scoop of the century. "Yo, saw a slick letter for you in the mailbox. Looked serious. Thought you'd want to grab it." I fetch it, and it's from some fancy law firm backing Ginny's crew. I skim it, and my blood's boiling hotter than a Texas summer. They see they can tell, fine me, even slap a lien on my house if I don't kiss their rulebook. They're doubling down, whining my car's an eyesore, wrecking their perfect little world. These jokers just threw their next punch. Alright, y'all, this is where the HOA madness jumps the shark. That law firm letter? It's piling on, saying my stubbornness gives them the green light to keep fining me and maybe even crank up the punishment. But the kicker, the part that nearly made me choke on my coffee, was the last page. They're saying Jenny's gang has started the ball rolling to auction off my car if I park it in my driveway again and don't pay up. Auction it. I'm staring at that paper like it's a prank, half laughing, half dumbfounded. Who in their right mind threatens to sell a guy's car over a driveway spat? I'm steaming hotter than a pot of chili, but it lights a fire in me too. They've crossed the line from petty to plumb crazy, and I'm not about to let Jenny and her posse bulldoze me like they've done to every other poor sap around here. They're about to tangle with a judge who eats law books for breakfast. Weeks drag on, and Clearwater Estates starts feeling like a soap opera set. Neighbors are whispering like I'm some outlaw when I walk the block. Some dodge me like I've got the plague. Others sneak over with a nod, spilling their own HOA horror stories. This old couple, Tom and Susan, tell me Jenny once threatened to fine him for planting sunflowers, instead of her precious shrubs. I'm nodding, plotting my counterattack. I file for a temporary restraining order. Yep, a TRO, to slam the brakes on any more towing or that insane car auction. My pitch to the court's simple. Jenny's crew is trying to swipe and sell my stuff without a shred of real law backing them up. I toss in a stack of cases where HOAs got spanked for pulling this kind of stunt. Sure, I normally step back from judging my own district's cases, but I've got buddies in the system to keep it fair. I send in that TRO, and boom, it's like I lit a flare. The clerk barely stamps it before my phone rings. It's my old law school pal, Judge Mike, who's handling the civil beat. "You're really duking it out with your HOA?" he says, half chuckling, half shocked. "They're trying to sell my car. Man, no titting." I shoot back. He whistles long and low. "That's wilder than a rodeo. I'll fast-track a hearing." Sure enough, we're set for court in a week. Stepping into that courtroom feels like stepping into the Twilight Zone. Same old wood walls and churchy benches. But now I'm the guy at the plaintiff's table, not the bench, begging Mike for backup. Jenny's lawyer, some slick dude in pinstripes named Dave, struts up for the HOA. Jenny and her cronies sit there stone-faced, still clueless I'm a judge, not just some loudmouth with a law block. I lay it out cool and steady. Their bylaws are fuzzier than a peach, that overnight parking rule's dumber than a bag of hammers, and auctioning my car breaks every property law on the books. Dave fires back, waving the rulebook like it's gospel, claiming I signed up for this eyesore nonsense when I bought the place. He's yammering about visual harmony, like my sedans and neon billboard. Weak sauce. The law's crystal clear. HOAs can't just grab your stuff willy-nilly. Mike's laser-focused, tossing sharp questions, and pulls us lawyers aside. The air's thick enough to cut with a knife. Jenny's fidgeting like a kid caught sneaking cookies, and I'm wondering if she's finally clocking what a mess she's in. Back in session, Mike drops the hammer, grants my TRO, blocking any towing or selling till this mess is sorted. He says their rule twisting's way out of bounds and needs a serious rethink. Translation: they've got no leg to stand on. I stroll out, catching Jenny in a huddle with Dave, shooting me a look that could melt steel. Anger, embarrassment, take your pick. Me? I'm breathing easier than I have in weeks. My car's safe for now. But hold up, Jenny's not waving the white flag yet. Couple days later, the neighborhood's buzzing with a juicy rumor. Word's out, Jenny's figured out I'm a district court judge. Guess she didn't see that plot twist coming, and now the real trouble's brewing. All right, y'all, buckle up. This is where Jenny's HOA squad goes full-on unhinged. Turns out, one of her cronies, let's call him Dave, did some digging and started spreading a wild yarn that I'm flexing my judge powers to scare the HOA straight. My phone's blowing up like a fireworks stand on the 4th. Neighbors calling, some "all you got this, man." Others side-eyeing me like I'm the bad guy. Then I get this creepy voicemail. Voice all warped like a bad movie villain. "We know you're a judge, hotshot. We're watching for any shady moves. You ain't above the law." Gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I'm not about to let Jenny's goons rattle me. They want to dig into my job? They'll find a record cleaner than a preacher's Sunday suit. Still, I'm wondering how far these clowns will take this rodeo. HOAs love their little power trips, but this is next level nonsense. Then, late one night, I step outside and bam! My garage door's tagged with red spray, paint screaming Judge Scum. Looks like a toddler's tantrum, but my heart's thumping like a jackhammer. Someone's been on my turf, trying to spook me into backing off. I call the cops, slap up some extra cameras, and by morning, the neighborhood's gossip mill is churning. A few folks swing by, all sorry this happened, dude, while others hit the community Facebook group, calling it overkill. But Jenny and her crew? Dead quiet. "No, that's awful." Or, "We're with you." Just crickets. It hits me. This ain't about my car anymore. Jenny's out to save face, turning this into her own personal soap opera, blind to how any judge worth their salt would shred her flimsy game. I've learned one thing in my years behind the bench. Bullies lean on scare tactics because they can't win fair. Call their bluff, and they either bolt like scared rabbits or double down and trip over their own feet. Guess which one Jenny's board picks? 2 weeks post-hearing, my cop buddy Mike calls, sounding edgy. "Check your voicemail. Got a weird tip about your car." Might get twists like a pretzel. Sure enough, there's a message from that same tow yard. Yep, Jenny's buddies, saying my sedan's back in their clutches, signed over for auction by the HOA. I'm spitting mad and confused as heck. Hell, I've parked it in my garage every night since court. No way they nabbed it legally without me shearing a peep. I dash to the garage, flip on the light. Empty as a ghost town. No bust of locks, no nothing. Did it sprout wings? I ring the police for a missing car report and hit up my lawyer pal Tom to crack this mystery. Then the bombshell drops. Jenny's crew faked towing papers with a bogus property description and a signature that ain't mine, claiming my car was abandoned on common ground. Forgery, y'all, straight up criminal. They fast-tracked it to auction, figuring I'd be too busy with my new cameras to notice. I'm floored by the nerve. I fire off a contempt order against the HOA and beg for an emergency injunction to halt the sale, racing the clock to stop my own neighborhood from stealing my ride. Me and Tom haul it to an auction house nearby, waving that court order like a flag. The clerks all whoops, didn't know it was a fight. Jenny's papers looked legit. I snagged my car back hours before the gavel drops, scratched up door and all, but I'm just glad it's mine again. My peace of mind's toast, though. This mess starts feeling like a blockbuster flick. Local paper gets wind, grilling me for the scoop, while Jenny's crew goes me it. Then the cops, armed with those fake papers, kick off a criminal probe. Turns out forging signatures and jacking property ain't a slap on the wrist when the evidence is ironclad. Tow guy Tom admits he smelled something fishy, but got official docs pointing straight to Jenny's board. Not my scribble, not legit. Jenny tries a Hail Mary, crying she's a victim too, pinning it on some grudge-holding board member. True or not, it flops. Gerpassy's resigning left and right. Fines are raining down, and ticked-off neighbors pile on lawsuits. Clearwater Estates is shook. Folks wonder if the HOA's even gonna survive. For me, it's a win with a side of wow. I keep my tar. I beat him in court, but dang, this showed how a nutty HOA can flip your life upside down, judge or not. I stick around, helping build a saner HOA. Neighbors who dodged me now slap my back, grateful. Old-timers confess they've been scared of Jenny's rules forever. Now they're planting daisies, parking where they please, and loving the place they paid for. Best part? I catch Jenny peeking from her blinds, queen of her crumbling empire, ducking when I look back. Bet she's kicking herself for not Googling who she messed with. Now, the streets are calm, and I've got my peaceful driveway again. If you like this wild ride, hit that like button. My sedan earned it. Comment below. Got an HOA horror story? I'm all ears. Subscribe and tap the bell for more craziness. You won't want to miss it. See you next time. Keep your driveways free.